Hey YouTubers, so today I am really excited. This just arrived not too long ago. I've been fighting the urge to open the box and set it up, but somehow, one way or another, my willpower won out and I was able to wait until I had time to record it as well. As you can see, this is the Samsung 65-inch QLED TV. This is model number Q90T. This TV will be replacing a Samsung KS8000, which is equivalent to the current generation Q80T model. This is a Quantum HDR 16 times HDR Plus TV with ultra viewing angle, which means you can get great detail regardless of what angle you're viewing the picture. It has 4K AI upscaling and adaptive picture so that the picture is displayed properly regardless of the lighting. Whether it's bright or dark, the picture's going to stay the way it's supposed to be. Visually appealing, that is. The built-in speakers are using active sound tracking for the video you're watching and has dedicated up-firing and down-firing speakers. For the gamers, this TV has what Samsung calls Real Game Enhancer Plus. With Real Game Enhancer Plus, extra motion clarity automatically reduces halo and blur in fast-moving game scenes, and it has AMD FreeSync, which reduces tearing and stuttering. For those in a noisy house, this TV comes with Active Voice Amplifier. Active Voice Amplifier analyzes the ambient noise and enhances the voices in some scenes so you can hear the dialogue clearly. The TV has another feature called Ambient Mode Plus. Ambient Mode Plus mimics the wall behind it and elevates your space by turning the screen into decor, artwork, the weather, today's headlines, and more. One feature I'm going to like though is the second screen, or a multi-view function. Multi-view splits your TV screen in two, putting the content you're watching on one side while mirroring your mobile screen on the other. So basically you can watch TV and use your phone and have it displayed on the TV at the same time, side by side. And what's becoming pretty common in smart devices these days, like pretty much all smart devices these days, this TV comes ready with multiple voice assistants, namely Bixby of course, and it's got Alexa built in and Google Assistant. And apparently the Q90T has SmartThings built in as well, so you can control your other smart devices. This is the 65-inch 4K QLED TV. It has a resolution of 3840 by 2160 and a motion rate of what Samsung is calling MR240. The TV has built-in 4.2.2 channel speakers with Dolby Audio and a woofer built in. It is multi-room link capable, Bluetooth headset support, Wi-Fi connectivity, and Wi-Fi direct capable. The TV is, as I mentioned, Bluetooth capable and is running Bluetooth version 4.2. You can do phone to TV mirroring as well as TV to mobile mirroring as long as you've got a compatible device. The Q90T has the following input connections: 4 HDMI inputs, 2 USB, it's got a physical Ethernet cable, RF in for terrestrial or cable in, and an RF in for satellite input. In addition to those inputs, it also has an optical output port. This TV weighs in at 58.9 pounds, not counting the stand. And when you use the stand on it instead of wall mounting it, this TV's weight comes in at 74.1 pounds. The TV does have VESA wall mount compatibilities, and which is, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be mounting this on the wall, so I will be making use of the VESA mounts. Alright, well that's the information about the TV, so let's go ahead and break into the TV and let's take a look and see how it is. My bad, I forgot I was supposed to open the top first to get the stuff out of the top before taking the cover off. So let me go get my knife and I'll take care of that. So again, remember, before you take the cover off, you need to cut the top off first and take everything out of the top before you lift the cover off. So don't make the same mistake I did. So one thing I noticed in difference between my old KS8000, which is that one right there, and the new QT9000 is, for one thing, look how thin it is. There's the QT90. And here's the 8000. Look at the difference in thickness. This thing is so much thinner. But one of the differences though is that the KS8000 only has one connection in the back, and that connects to a almost like a cable box where you plug all your HDMI cables into, and then that one cable will go into the TV, and that's it. The Q90T seems to have gotten rid of that, and now all your connections go straight to the back of the TV instead. So now instead of having 2, maybe 3 cables going to the back of the TV, namely the power, the connection box, and your Ethernet cable, was only 3. Now you could have all of these wires dangling from the back of your TV, which personally I'm really not too happy about. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to mask all these cables so it's not so ugly having all the wires dangling down. Maybe I'll have to run the cables through the wall instead. But I'm quite amazed at how much thicker this TV is compared to their 8000 model. I mean, this thing's like super thin. Look how thin this is. It's like a third of the size of the new Q90s. I'm kind of surprised about that. That's probably the reason why it's so much heavier than the old models too. This is part of the stand. Inside here, got your remote, got your power cable, got batteries for the remote, user manual, an accessory manual, and here, quick setup guide. As I mentioned, you got your other part of the stand right here. And real quick, just want to show you how you're supposed to take this TV out of here. One thing, we need to go ahead and remove the stand. And the stand is definitely heavy. Now I can see why the specs show an increase of, what, 15 pounds with and without the stand. That stand is definitely heavy. So basically you're supposed to have 2 people here. Each person will grip down under here, and it allows you to get your hand under the TV. And they have this here in order to protect the screen. You're supposed to grip it here, but you don't want to actually touch the screen itself because you can damage it. So they've got this on here as a protection to help you lift it up because, like I said, this TV is so heavy. And again, there's 2 of them here, so you got one right here to put your hand, and over here, and here's your other one for the hand. And this definitely is going to need 2 people for it just to make sure it's not dropped. I mean, there's probably ways you can do it with just one person, like maybe if you can carefully lay this flat, you could probably slide the bottom off and then mount everything up to it. Probably better just go ahead and pick it up out of the box instead. But in general, once you pick it out of the box, you gotta lay it flat on a surface anyways. A heavy TV, unlike the KS8000, is easy to pick up myself. I could pick it up, but I don't want to risk slipping out of my fingers and dropping it, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a friend of mine to help me pull this out. And once we get that done, then I'll go ahead and start getting this video back rolling again. Okay, so we managed to get it on the ground. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is install the VESA mounts to it. I am pulling them off the old TV, and I will be putting them on this one right here. I've already gone through and figured out which screws would fit the screw holes, which are right here. So we'll go ahead and try to install this. And let me go ahead and get you a better view of all the inputs for the TV. So here's your USB, another USB. You got your digital out, your digital audio out, optical, HDMI in number 4, which has got labeled game console, HDMI in number 3, which is labeled as eARC, HDMI 2, HDMI 1, here's your LAN, here's the antenna in, and then something called EX Link, but I'm not sure what that is yet, so I'll have to look that up. If you're going to go with the mount, the TV stand, your stand would fit right here. So when you do a VESA mount, you are going to actually have to use spacers. That way your screw isn't directly up against the back of the TV. Well, I guess you probably could go without it if you had the right size screws, but some VESA mounts like mine come with different size spacers, and this would go between the TV and the mount itself, which is this. So it would just fit. So it would just fit in between like this as a spacer between the two, so you don't damage the back of your TV. And then you would, depending on the size of your screw, would determine what size spacer you have. And if it doesn't come with the right size screw, then you just have to go to the hardware store and get some. Luckily my screws are the right size, or I found some right size ones to fit. So let me go ahead and install these real quick. So what you need to do is just line up the holes onto the mount, on this particular mount right here at least. You just get it spaced apart, and I had to make sure that I put the screw on the bottom in a way so it doesn't interfere with me being able to unscrew or screw in the locking mount, the locking screw. Okay, so I just still need to tighten it down, but I need to make sure when I put the other one on that it's going to be perfectly level. And I need to go ahead and remove the mount off the other TV first before I can put it on here, so I'll be right back. Now you do want to be careful when you're tightening it. While you do want it tight, you don't want to over tighten it, because you don't want to risk damaging the threads inside the TV itself. Okay, so that's all tightened up now. I'm just going to go ahead and clean the back off of the styrofoam and stuff, and then I need to get my friend to come help me lift it and mount it onto the wall. So we will be back. Okay, so I finally got the TV on the wall, and as I was afraid of, you could see a lot of cables there. Originally I only had 2 cables hanging down. Now I've got the power cable on the left. I've got the network cable, because it's not long enough, so I'm going to have to get a longer one so I can hide it. And then the whole bundle of cables are on the far right for all my HDMI sources. So let's go ahead and turn it on. And here's the remote that comes with it. It's different than what came with my KS8000. It looks like it's same design, but I got newer buttons. The buttons on the bottom are different than what mine were, but other than that, the rest of them appear to be the same.